मत बोलो, श्री राम नाम बोलो, श्री राम नाम बोलो, श्री राम नाम बोलो, श्री राम नाम बोलो। एकादृतयाच विद्महे वक्रतुण्डयाच धीमहि तन्नो दन्ती प्रचोदयात्। वेदनहरिणी गौर के नंदन सुमिर सदा सुखधारी रे। पार्वती ने अपने अंग से मूर्ति वेश बनाई है। गणपति नाम घराने द्वार दिए देखाई रे। बनकर सही सदा से हुआई मोख से भोनत नाई रे।
गंगे च यमुना चैव गोदावरी सरस्वती नर्मदे सिंधु कावेरी जलेस्मिन् सन्निधिं कुरु। सर्वावस्थां बद्धोऽपि वा यस्मरेत् पुण्डरीकाक्षं सभायाभ्यन्तरसुचिः ॐ पुण्डरीकाक्ष पुनातो ॐ पुण्डरीकाक्ष पुनातो ॐ पुण्डरीकाक्ष पुनातो। ओम केशवाय नमः। ओम नारायणाय नमः। ओम माधवाय नमः। ओम ऋषिकेशाय नमः। ओम गोविंदाय नमः। ओम पवित्रस्तो वैष्णव्यो सवितुर्वः तस्वा उत्पुनाम्य चित्रेण पवित्रेण सूर्यस्य रश्मि तस्य ते पवित्रकूटस्य यत्कामः पुनेत च केयम्। ओम ओम अद्य राधा रामलाल प्रेतायाः प्रेतत्व निवृत्त्या उत्तम लोक प्राप्त्यर्थ मार्गहिकं करिष्ये। ओम अद्य काश्यप गोत्र राधा प्रेते मृतस्थाने शिवित निमित्तो ब्रह्म दैवतो वा एष ते पिंडो मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठताम्। ओम अद्य काश्यप गोत्र राधा प्रेते द्वारदेशे पांत निमित्तो विष्णु दैवतो वा एष ते पिंडो मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठताम्। ओम अद्य काश्यप गोत्र राधा प्रेते चत्वर केचर निमित्तो एष ते पिंडो मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठताम्। ओम अद्य काश्यप गोत्र राधा प्रेते श्रान्तौ भूतनामना रुद्र दैवतो वा एष पिण्डो मया दीयते तवोपतिष्ठताम् ॐ People can come start sometimes. Thank you, respects.
Namaste. You may come forward. May you fix the body of the heart and soul.
कब मैं सुख महिष से ओ शंकर चक्र शीश उड़ाई रे पार्वती नहीं सुनो नाथ जी गणपति दियो उठाई रे मैं पर ना कर नहावन लगी द्वार दिए बैठाई रे आज कंचन के शीश काट के पूजा दी बनाई रे वेद पुराण हटा के पहले जो सुनी रे सुख धाई रे अष्टनो सिद्धि के लक्ष्मी मन निधान अलधाई रे तुलसीदास जो गणपति सुमिरे तुलसीदास जो गणपति सुमिरे होती वेगनी टल जाई रे सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय शरणम शंकर हरि ओम। हे हो जी विघ्नाची सुख करता दुख हरता वरता संकट काटो जी हे गणनाथाची हे हो जी विघ्नाची हे गणनाथाची हे हो जी विघ्नाची सुख करता दुख हरता वरता संकट काटो जी हे गणनाथाची हे हो जी विघ्नाची हे गणनाथाची हे हो जी विघ्नाची गणपति नाम है पावन पावन नाम का सारा प्यारा प्यारा गणपति नाम है पावन पावन नाम का सारा प्यारा प्यारा सबको तेरो नाम पुकारा एक दर्शन रूप तुम्हारा मंतरियामी सबका स्वामी हो मंतरियामी सबका स्वामी संकट काटो जी हे हो जी विघ्नाची हे गणनाथाची हे हो जी विघ्नाची एक झंडन वो भर सुंदर लखों ओलो गौरी मनोहर एक झंडन वो भर सुंदर लखों ओलो गौरी मनोहर गिरिधारान दयावंत स्वामी कृपा करो रखो जग बलिहारी माता जानकी पार्वती हो माता जानकी पार्वती पिता देवा हे हो जी विघ्नाची हे गणनाथाची हे हो जी विघ्नाची सुख करता दुख करता वरता संकट काटो जी हे गणनाथाची हे हो जी विघ्नाची हे गणनाथाची हे हो जी विघ्नाची सुख करता दुख हरता वरता संकट काटो जी हे गणनाथाची हे हो जी विघ्नाची हे गणनाथाची हे हो जी विघ्नाची और श्री गणपति गौरी गणेश की जय।
Namaste, Manikam, Sadhgurani Namji. Leading Swaganam. They blessed me at this day, places. Coronation service with the beautiful bhajans coming up now. Another song dedicated to Shri Ganesh Ji. Shri Hanuman Ji, based on the Sundarkan Ramayana, the Vajrapan. So I'm going to come by myself. May the good Lord bless your heart. So sit back. You have to sit back and listen to the beautiful track of Hanuman Ji. Kesari Nandan, Kamini.
Ram Om Shri Hनुमान हल बल पान कर आसु ले आओ बस किसे भाव सही था उमा कहूँगे अनुभव अपना सत हरि भजन जगत सब संपदा उमा कहूँगे अनुभव अपना सत हरि भजन जगत सब संपदा जय 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 हनुमान प्रभु जी कृपा करो देव भजरंगी सभी नंदन राम की रानी लीला श्री हनुमान सभी नंदन राम की रानी लीला श्री हनुमान लीला श्री हनुमान लीला श्री हनुमान
बोलो पवन हनुमान जी की जय, बोलो बजरंगबली की जय।
Namaste. On behalf of the late Sundarlal Ramlal family of Spencer, we are gathered here today to pay our last respects to the departed soul of Radha Radha, the wife of Sundar Ramlal and mother of Savita, Sharita, and Raji and Gita, together with the associated family members that make up the broader family of the Ramlal family. For many of you, you will know the history of the Ramlal family in Spencer Road. They were first residents in Spencer. And when they moved into Spencer Road, they built houses in one row. And that was the symbol of unity that existed in the Ramlal. And with time, more than 100 years later, family is still around. Many have traveled, many have moved abroad, and two siblings are staying in Australia, New Zealand, one is in Johannesburg. But we have a way of bringing people together, and that is unfortunately at the time of death. Because ultimately we are part of that one soul. And it's a sad day for us to gather here today, but also it is important that as we bid farewell to Radha Kaki, we also perform all the religious rites, pujas, in terms of our Sanatana Dharma. Because the soul neither born nor does it die, but the soul migrates from one body to another. And in this world where we are filled with Maya and delusion, we draw inspiration and faith from our scriptures. And today I have called very close and learned Pandit Prasanth Raj, who will read to you from the scriptures on the importance and the significance of performing all the Sham, all the necessary pujas and after death, because the soul will migrate to different planets, celestial regions, and it is only through prayer that the soul is powered back to its original destination. So, I will also call upon my sister, Sumira Karama, who will deliver a message on behalf of the family. So, I want to read something from a very renowned and great spiritual personality in this era, who spoke about what becomes of the soul after death. It's very important to realize that we separate ourselves and develop some sort of discrimination. Try to understand what is the journey and the purpose of life. And I want to say that the prayers that are being done today, the good thoughts or good wishes and kirtans become helpful to the departed soul. They can be invaluable in assistance to the dead. Prayers for the dead form an integral part of most of religions. Prayer acts as a principle of the radio station and broadcasts the waves of good thoughts, just as a radio station broadcasts waves of sound. Prayer or kirtan is a mighty force which helps the departed soul to progress towards the heaven and a quiet passage through the intermediate state. The departed souls remain in a state of sleep or unconsciousness immediately after death. They cannot feel that they are detached from their previous gross material bodies. Prayers and kirtan are good thoughts from the relatives and friends gathered here today can give real solace to the departed souls. They create a potent vibration and an awakening in the stupefied condition of mind and bring back their veiled consciousness. The soul began to realize that they are not really in their gross material body. Weeping and mourning and uncontrolled grief of the relatives give them pain and drag them down from their astral planes. This may seriously retard them on their way to the heavenly abode. This produces serious injury to them when they are sinking peacefully and when they are ready to have glorious reawakening in heaven. They are roused into vivid remembrance of the mundane life by the weeping and the wailing of friends and relatives. Their thoughts produce similar vibrations in their mind. Therefore, relatives and friends should do kirtan and prayers for the peace of the departed souls. Then only they can really help and comfort them. So all of you should remember that your purpose here today is not only to pay your last respects, but to pray sincerely and fervently for the departed soul, so that they may raise themselves to the astral plane. Once again, on behalf of the Ramal family, we wish to acknowledge the presence of each and every one whom we are seeing after a very long time. Also, we want to make special mention that Radha sister from the US, together with her husband and family, have flown in to pay respects. We appreciate that. Thank you. And we will proceed the rest of the program with budgets with a talk by Pandit Prasad Maharaj and then by Mr. Sumira.
Beautiful Bhajan, beautiful track of Jagjit Singh, Hey Ram, you're welcome to join me in chorus.
अंतर्यामी सबका स्वामी तू अंतर्यामी सबका स्वामी तेरे चरणों में चारों धाम सीताराम हरे तू ही भिखारे तू ही सवारे तू ही भिखारे तू ही सवारे इस जग के सारे सीताराम तू ही जगदाता ईश्वर विधाता तू ही जगदाता ईश्वर विधाता तू ही सुपरा तू ही शान सिया राम हरे सिया राम हरे बोलो सीतारामचंद्र भगवान की जय
Like, I did present that you will learn those Maharaj, you will come and talk to us because why we have judge. I did present that.
ओम जय श्री राम ओम मस्तोमा सत्कर्म तमसोमा ज्योतिर्गमय निर्विरोमा प्रतम My condolences go to the members of the bereaved family. In these circumstances, we refer to one of the many scriptures in Sanatana Dharma. The relevant scriptures, amongst others, is the Bhagavad Gita and the Garuda Purana. The Bhagavad Gita advises on many different aspects, and one of the aspects is on soul and death. From chapter 2, verse 27, there is a shloka. One who has taken birth is sure to die, and after death, one is sure to take birth again. Therefore, one should not grieve over what is unavoidable. The Sanskrit shloka is Jatasya Dhruvo Mrityur Dhruvam Janmanatasya Cha Tasmadara Pari Haryate Nantvam Shochitu Marhasi. There is one thing in life which is absolutely certain, that is death. So, in Patanjali's Yoga Darshan, the upgradation or the instinct urge to survive at any cost. This is mentioned as a trait of the material intellect. But for anyone who has taken birth, death is unavoidable or inevitable. So why should one remain obeyed? Also, in the Mahabharata, there is an incident in the forest during exile. The Pandavas were thirsty and they came across a well. So when Yudhishthira sent Bhima to fetch water from the well, there was a yaksha. A yaksha is a celestial being, but in this case, he is the form of Yamaraj. So he tells Bhima that I will only let you take water if you answer my questions. But Bhima paid no heed and took the water from the well. So he basically had fallen down dead. So the same fate met the other three Pandava brothers, which is Arjuna, Nakul, and Sahadev. So Yudhishthira was quite concerned, and when he went to the well, he had noticed his four brothers' bodies were lying there. And then the Yaksh tells him that your brothers did not answer my questions, therefore they ended with this fate. So Yudhishthira agreed to answer the questions. And there was about 60 questions which the Yaksh asked him. And remember, the Yaksh is the god of death, Yamaraj in this case. And he asks Yudhishthira, what is the most surprising thing in this world? So Yudhishthira replies this: at every moment people are dying, and we also witness this. But what is most astonishing is that we do not think that one day we will meet with the same fate. So a wise person does not lament over death. However, human beings, we are afraid of the unknown. So there is fear in us. Bhagavan Krishna also explains in a different verse that Vasansi jirnani yata vihaya navani vihanati naroparani tata sharirani vihaya jirna nayanyani sanyati navani yehi. This basically means as a person discards his old garments as new and wears new ones, just like that at the time of death, the soul casts off its old body and enters a new one. And Lord Krishna also describes the permanence of the soul, where he says weapons cannot shed it, the soul, no fire can burn it, and water cannot wet it. Snainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dharati pavaka, na chainam kirtan kyapo, na shosha gati maruta. Basically, the soul, the main symptom is consciousness. But it is spiritual, but it perceives material aspects of life. It's only at the time of death do we realize the impermanence of the body. So from this is the pertinent shlokas from the Mahabharata. Now we also refer to the Garuda Purana, which is one of the 18 Mahapuranas, and it focuses on many aspects of Hindu mythology and teachings. And one of the aspects is on death and reincarnation and the soul's journey after death. The death-related rituals and procedures are prescribed in the Garuda Purana. So this is a prescription that we have, and as the Garuda Purana is spoken by Bhagavan Vishnu to Garudaji, we would now take his words as being supreme. The rituals and procedures are as follows. What we are experiencing now, or witnessing now, is the Antyeshti Sanskar of Srimati Radharani. After the Antyeshti Sanskar, on the 10th day, we have the Dashagatra, which is commonly referred to as the 10th day ceremony. And then, which is not so common in our country, we also have the Ekadasha Shraddha, which is referred to as the 11th day ceremony. After the Ekadasha Shraddha, we have what you call the Sapindi Shraddha, where the soul that is departed now will be united with his ancestors. The Antyeshti Sanskar should be done as soon as possible after death. And the last rites are normally performed by the son, and there are circumstances which even the daughters can perform the last rites. The procedure involves the cremation of the body and the disposing of ashes in a river. Today, 6 pindas are offered. Whilst waiting for the ashes, we also offer tarpan on a kush plant. It is significant due to the belief that all unfulfilled desires of the deceased are pacified when the last rites are performed duly without any omission, and the soul commences its journey into the afterlife. By performing this rite of passage, the offspring is freed from the debt which is owed to his or her ancestors. Thus, Dharma is done on the 10th day after the funeral rites have been performed. The family is considered to be in Sutak until the Sapindi ceremony is performed. The son, or the person performing the last rites, must maintain a pure lifestyle. A gant is tied and maintained until the 10th day. Each day after the funeral, one pin is offered, totaling 10 pindas. On the 10th day, the Mahabharata Brahman performs the necessary procedures normally done near an expanse of water. The Mahabharata Brahman is offered food, dhan and dakshina. The gant that was hung at home is now broken. Family members go home and partake in meals in the name of the deceased, and we also feed animals and other creatures. One part I need to come back to is the significance of the gant. I did mention that the soul resides in the gant. So, if we were to think of it practically, at this point, the person that we knew as Srimati Radha Ramlal no longer occupies the body which she occupied. So the soul is now without a body, is simply a spirit that's moving around and also, in all probability, also watching over us. So when we tie the gun, which is not a difficult procedure, but what the gun does, it tells the soul, listen, we know this is the first time you do not have a body. We know you're confused, but do not worry. We are going to guide you onto the next leg of your journey. So for the 10 days, the soul lingers around the gun, and the gun has a lamp in it. So the soul knows as long as it remains within the ambit of the gun, it will not go astray. So, and also what the Guru Quran says that the person performing the last rites and who does it with due care and devotion, he receives the same benefit as if he had performed the Gaya Shraddha, which is a very important pilgrimage in Sanatana Dharma. Coming back to the 10 pindars that are offered over the next 10 days, these represent the 10 parts of the body, symbolically creating the vital link of the deceased souls by providing it with a vessel to reach up to the afterlife. So the Ekadasha Shraddha is done on the 11th day. This encapsulates the Madhyam and Uttam Shodasha Shraddha. However, in South Africa, this is normally abridged and we perform it on the 12th day. And when the 11th day prayer is performed, on the 12th day we perform what you call the Sapindi Shraddha. Sapindi Shraddha is where we symbolically use the pindars of and we link the deceased to their ancestors. And after the Sapindi Shraddha is done, that is when the period of Sudak ends. And at that point, our neighbors and friends can join us in meals and in the ceremony that is being performed. I trust that this has made it a little bit clearer to those of us who are here in Jeshia.
Now I'd like to call my sister Srita Rama to speak on behalf of the family.
Om worship the three-eyed Lord Shiva, who is fragrant and nourishes all beings. May he free us from the bondage of death, just as the ripe cucumber detaches from its vine, granting us liberation and immortality. Revered Panditji, members of the bereaved family, friends, relatives, as well as those that have been able to join us online, as well as our respected Bhaiji who's been doing such villages, such as the Catholics. Namaste, Hari Om, Jai Shri Ram. It is with a very heavy heart that I stand here this afternoon, paying tribute to my Kaki, Srimati Radha Ramlal, as we celebrate a life lived with selflessness, courage, dignity, and dedication. Kaki was called to rest early on Wednesday morning, and my memory of her is that of a very beautiful, elegant, soft-spoken, independent, and highly efficient woman. She was the proud eldest daughter of Guru Narayan Ramakar, owner of Prospect Dairies and Prospect Transport, formerly of Riverside, and later from Road. At the age of 17, she joined the Ramalal family and she married her father, Sundarlal, who was a respected and dedicated teacher. Together, they led a life of simplicity and humility, raising their 4 children. Kaki was sadly widowed in 2007, but single-handedly, she remained the matriarch and rock for her 3 daughters, Sharita, Savita, Nita, and her son Rajiv, for the last 18 years. Not only was she a respectful senior daughter-in-law in the Ramlal family, but she was a pillar of strength and support to her late mom, her siblings, as well as a role model and a source of wisdom and inspiration to her nieces and nephews. As I said, she lived her life with simplicity and modesty, never desirous of anything much for herself. Her needs were minimal, and she pulled her dharma as a dutiful wife and loving mother for decades. Of the many fond memories I have of spending time in my childhood in her home, playing with my cousins, and waiting for the jackfruits in the tree to ripen, the fondest memory, however, is that of her being one of very few women at that time who learned to drive. And she got her license way back in 1974. I was 7 years old at that time, and boy, that was a pretty cool achievement for women back then. And this skill proved to be an invaluable asset in her life, as Lala did not learn to drive at all, and her driving enabled her to care for him during his illnesses as well, for Mita and herself. And she was independent until very recently, when her deteriorating health prevented her from continuing to get behind the wheel. Kaki upheld the traditional values in a rapidly changing society and faced many challenges tirelessly and without complaint. She spent many years taking loving care of Dada during his illness. She also had been taking care of Mita since Mita became ill at a very young age of 9, and she continued to take care of Mita despite her own health challenges right to her final days. Her life is truly that of a soul warrior who took birth with a very clear mission, which she accomplished with grace, calmness, composure, and confidence, and which her children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren should draw inspiration from. I also want to acknowledge my cousin Rajiv. My late Dada was greatly desirous of a son, so much so that when he was blessed with 3 daughters in a row, he fondly referred to Mita as all. But the sincere desire and praise of Dada and Kaki were fulfilled when Rajiv was born, Alat Namaki, 10 years after Mita. And that is how, ladies and gentlemen, the divine takes care of those that have faith and dedicate themselves to the spiritual path. Fate would have it that Sharita and Savita emigrated. Rajiv worked in Gauteng, and Mita needed constant care. And as Kaki's health deteriorated, Rajiv would regularly come down to Durban, often at very short notice, to care for her, both as a son and a daughter. Understandably, Kaki was reluctant to leave her home in Spencer Road, where she had lived for more than 60 years. But this became inevitable late last year, so that Rajiv could be closer to her and attend to her increasing medical needs. She relocated to Gauteng. Now it is indeed a blessing to Kaki that she had the loving care of her son in the final days of greatest need, especially since she had herself dedicated most of her life caring for others. But it's also a blessing to Rajiv to have been able to serve his mother. It's also fortunate that Sherita was able to spend a month with Mom until a few days before her passing. And we also remember Savita and her family, who due to her poor health was unable to join us here physically, but I'm sure she is watching this online. So many of you may be familiar with the historical details of Kaki's human earthly life, but few of us reflect on the journey of the soul that inhabits the human body for its short life on earth before it returns to its true abode. Although it grieves us to part from our beloved, death is the only certainty once we take birth. Fortunately, we have more memories to come. We have more than just memories to compass us. We are here also to celebrate a life dedicated to seva and dharma, which are the true missions of the soul. Another fond memory I have of Kaki is her love of attending satsang at the Ramakrishna Center International. Despite the challenges of her household duties, her formal communion with the divine and her love of plants were two of very few things that she did for herself. Sri Ramakrishna emphasized that selfless service should be performed without any expectations or desires for personal gain. He believed that true service can only be achieved when it is done with a pure heart and without any attachment to the results. He often gave the example of a mother's love for her child, which is selfless and unconditional. Similarly, he encouraged his followers to serve others with the same selfless love and devotion. Kaki lived the teachings of Sri Ramakrishna, and there were two reasons I have for believing that she fulfilled the mission she set for herself for this birth. And it is only very rare and spiritually evolved souls that depart on auspicious days, a privilege that has to be earned not only in this lifetime but across many births which have been dedicated to dharma, sadhana, and seva. First, Kaki's soul left his formal frame around 9 a.m. on Wednesday, the 30th of April. Firstly, 30th of April was Kaki's 81st birthday. Mother Meera of Sri Aurobindo Ashram has written that birthdays are an occult phenomenon, where the soul journeys to the divine source, replenishing itself with power, light, and bliss. That birthdays are a propitious time for spiritual growth and progress, and that on a birthday, the Supreme descends or the individual faces the eternal, allowing for a heightened connection with the divine. Secondly, Wednesday, the 30th of April 2025, was also the most auspicious day of Akshaya Tritiya. Now, while there are many religious reasons why this day is celebrated by Hindus and Jains around the world, it is a day that brings unending prosperity and blessings. In addition, the belief is that dying on Akshaya Tritiya can enhance the soul's journey after death and contribute to a more positive legacy. In Hindu belief, dying on Akshaya Tritiya is considered particularly auspicious, signifying a positive transition for the soul, bringing eternal benefits. And may this information comfort and reassure Kaki's loved ones that her journey is off to a great start as she heads forward. So, dear family and friends, as we celebrate the life and legacy of Srimati Radharama, we are reminded by her example that the only luggage we can carry in our final journeys are our good deeds and spiritual suffering. Join us in sending her our love, loving thoughts and praise, as these will afford her soul comfort and nourishment in its journey. For her loving and caring seva of her parents, siblings, husband and children throughout her life, it is now time for Kaki to be received on the other side and herself receive rest and loving care. We also extend our condolences to Kaki's children, sons-in-law Rajesh and Rishi, daughter-in-law Gita, grandchildren Sarisha, Kamika, Leslie, Alicia, and Sonia, as well as great-grandchildren, Dian, Trident, and Ishana. May you all be comforted by cherished memories and be inspired by the strength, grace, and indomitable spirit of this pillar. On behalf of my cousins, I extend our heartfelt gratitude to family and friends for their messages of condolence, their love, emotional support, and the other material ways that they have rallied around to help. Thank you also to family members who traveled from afar to bid farewell to Kaki and to lend support to the family. Family and friends are also welcome to attend the ash disposal ceremony, which will be conducted at the Shivananda Ghat, which is adjacent to the crematorium. Aditi will now receive the final rites. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Let us proceed to the antechamber. Those of you who wish to also take the final steps can do so also. Yeah.
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्णदामोदरं रामनारायणं जानकीवल्लभम् अच्युतं केशवं कृष्णदामोदरं रामनारायणं जानकीवल्लभम् कौन कहते हैं भगवान आते नहीं तुम अपनी आते जैसे बुलाते नहीं अच्युतं केशवं कृष्णदामोदरं रामनारायणं जानकीवल्लभम् कौन कहते हैं भगवान आते नहीं मेरे नशरी के जैसे ही आते नहीं अच्युतं केशवं कृष्णदामोदरं जानकीवल्लभम्
के नहीं यशोदा के जैसे सुधा के धनी यशोदा के जैसे सुधा के धनी अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण दामोदरम जानकी वल्लभम अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण दामोदरम राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभम अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण दामोदरम
For those of you who are going to stay behind to discuss there is some light snacks that will be available at the Sivananda Garden. So if you want to wait for the ashes, I will be providing some light refreshments as snacks at the Sivananda Garden.
भालुक की कटक बटोरा जय जय सीताराम सेतु है तो शम कीन न तोड़ा जय जय सीताराम नाम नेत भग सिंधु सुधारी जय जय सीताराम हरहु विचारु सुजन मन मागी जय जय सीताराम जय जय राधे श्याम जय जय सीताराम जय जय राधे श्याम बोलो सीतारामचंद्र भगवान की जय बोलो राधे कृष्ण भगवान की जय धन्यवाद जय श्री कृष्ण